another couple things to be watching out for as we're going into this reproductive stage of corn. One of the big things is, make sure we always worry about heat and pollen shed. A couple things we can do. I mentioned fungicides here, prior to help that plant respire, slow down, take a little more time so it's not rushed during this pollination time. But also, the application of boron can help. When you look at these tassels, this hybrid happens to have a pretty good tassel structure, dropping a lot of pollen. But depending on the hybrid, here's a different tassel. Not all tassels. Some hybrids put out a little more pollen than others, and so we just like to, if you're looking to give an assist to the pollen shed and maybe help with pollen production, boron is a key ingredient to that. Also, as we look at the ears and we start to look, obviously we're watching for brown silks, any feeding on insects. I happen to be on an old soybean field, so rootworm beetle pressure isn't a big thing, but obviously we've talked about Japanese beetles, or you're seeing a lot of information on those. Japanese beetles will feed on silks, along with your corn rootworm beetles, and we're starting to see those emerge now. So just some things, we want to try to keep the silks out, get good pollen shed, and then ultimately we're looking for the brown silks, and we're trying to follow through and make sure that we're able to start getting an idea of what our yield potential looks like as we strip back plants. We're looking for the brown silks. It means we fertilized our kernels here, so we're also able to start counting rows around, kind of see how we did. Again, that'll vary by hybrid, so don't always panic if you have 16 or 18 around. There's a lot to be done yet. We look at keeping proper nutrition. One of the ways we're looking at these fields, we made some foliar applications and some nutrient applications here 2 weeks ago here, and we base that off a tissue test. If you haven't taken a tissue test on your field, we really recommend you pull one. We do a routine program every week so we can monitor, but even a spot check on a field can really open your eyes as to what that crop's seeing. This crop looks great here. We're really happy with the color, but that doesn't mean that everything is shown visually. There's a lot of micronutrient deficiencies that may not show up in yellowing a leaf, so a tissue test can tell us that. If you haven't taken one yet this year, get a hold of one of our guys. We can send in random samples. It doesn't have to be part of a weekly routine, and just get an idea where you're at here as we're finishing out the year. It'll be really important to get proper nutrition to this crop going forward. We've just begun the ear fill stage, so we got a long ways to go. Just because we get pollination and we get good kernel set, we got to feed those kernels all the way through to harvest to black layers. So long ways to go. I encourage everybody to pull a tissue test or two, see where you're at. It'll tell you a lot about how your fertility program's working out.